Yes, everybody, welcome back to the Stretford Paddock, where Manchester United have had a dominant performance, 4-0 against Norwich, lads. What are we saying?
I'm saying I'm very happy with that.
It's good.
Best we've looked since the last time we played Norwich, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely the best we've looked since the sort of Spurs and then City games.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable start to finish, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
There was one chance, but...
We needed it, though, didn't we? After the Wolves game and the Arsenal game, Wolves, and then what happened on Tuesday night against City. We needed just nice, easy game, just cruise past someone, and then the spirits just seemed like yesterday. The transfer news coming out, everyone just seemed a little bit more positive about everything going on.
There's a bounce, wasn't there?
Yeah, and for us, even if it's a load of bollocks, I think they've done quite well with that. To be honest, even if it is nothing happened, I think that little take things away from that City game, put a bit of positivity back. Definitely worked today with the players.
And we actually scored from a corner.
There was a short pass beforehand, but
champagne's
still...
It's the
It's a cross.
We'll call it
a cross.
It was a cross from a corner. It was a corner.
And it was Martial as well, one of the ones that you'd least expect to get on a header.
Do you know what? I actually haven't seen a replay of that goal because during the replays, Stephen Howson went and got a bottle of champagne out of the fridge and sprayed it all over us.
Yeah, it was
There's a clip of that on our Twitter if you haven't seen it. But
you need to go
I would like to see that goal again.
Yeah, it was a
And
proper
then-
striker's
yeah,
header.
won
Proper
the ball.
striker's header. It's not just a flick on. He's put a bit of meat behind it. It's done well.
Standards for you lads, anyway.
I think obviously Rashford was excellent. I would say he was very good. I'd like to give a bit of a shout out to Mata and Matic, the sort of granddads of the team.
They were the ones people were worrying about when they saw the starting 11. Like, what? I mean, Matic is there because he has to be.
Yeah.
And then Mata was, why is he starting? We all thought it was going to be Fred and Pereira maybe in the midfield.
Yeah, I thought they were both really good. I thought Brandon
really
Williams looked excellent again. Obviously, he won the penalty, but just his energy and intensity is just
Apart from that miss.
apart from the miss. Oh yeah, he missed a shot from about
Some stats up there.
2 meters out.
Stats on screen there as well. 8 key passes stands out for me as well, because we don't usually have a lot of key passes, especially when Pogba's not on the team. Mata, 2 assists today.
Yeah.
One and only as well. Norwich really they weren't up to much.
I'm surprised that Norwich have got as many shots on target as that.
Did they
I
have
can
3
think
shots
of
on
one
target?
shot on target. There's a
Yeah,
decent shot
they had a couple after we scored the third or the fourth where they've just had shots from outside the box that's gone straight at De Gea. But
Brandon Williams as well, I think a lot of people are saying in the comments here. And he was excellent today, wasn't he?
He was really
very
good. Brandon was really good.
both ends of the pitch.
yeah.
Both ends.
I thought they just generally they were good, and it's great to get another clean sheet as well. We've not had many of them this season. I think that's like 2 in the last sort of 4 or 5 games. But
was it Leicester, and we had one
We had
against
one against
Burnley, and now
Wolves.
that's our third.
Wolves in the
technically.
FA Cup, yeah.
I know it's 0-0, but it's still a clean sheet.
4th clean sheet in the league this season. Chelsea, Leicester, Burnley, and then today.
Yeah, so it's just good, isn't it?
We're gonna win the
It's just
league,
good
aren't
to win the league.
Win the league.
It's just good to win a game that's like a comfortable, nice win. Like we should see this.
It's how it should
50%
happen.
of the games should be a comfortable-ish win, but they
Yeah,
never
most
are.
of these games against these bottom teams, that's what it needs to be. It just needs to be blowing them out the water, scoring the goals, but it's just not been the case. And let's give Ollie some credit. You got it bang on with paying Mata and Pereira today. Stand out. They looked like Pereira playing more was the number 10. Mata on that right hand side, got a lot of space, create the goals.
Can we talk about Greenwood for a minute as well?
Yeah, true.
What is he on about?
He's really good.
How can he just kick
better
it in the
just
corner
does goals
every time he plays?
Every time from outside the box as well.
That
just
may as well be
ridiculous.
Greenwood's corner. That little
Greenwood corner,
Greenwood corner right there. That's where that ball's
It's
going to
just
go
like
every time he gets the ball.
Just the way he scores is like, oh yeah, I've scored. Yeah,
Passed it in.
just passed it in the bottom corner again.
It's the same,
8 times,
but it's
he's done it
always
this season.
Stretford end. That corner,
Just
corner
perfect.
across. It's brilliant.
So good,
Quality.
like yeah, just his instinct for finishing is. I mean, it stands out now, and he's 18, like just turned 18. Assuming he progresses and improves, obviously the sky's the limit. But it's amazing how he's clearly like the most at ease player on the ball, like the best sort of shooter. I know that's a strange word to use. Kicker, shooter, but
Finisher.
Like, no, but I mean finisher. But like that wasn't like a finish today, was it? That was like a proper shot. But he just passes it in. Yeah, just brilliant. Really, really good to see.
What are they saying in the comments as well? Moada just says weed, whatever that means. Mercurial Blonde says some of the skills today by Rashford were insane, and we did lose our minds. He was a flip flap
round.
Flip flap like 2 or 3 people.
He just looked. He does. Sometimes he comes out in games like he's on it today. Rashford, and this was one of them where he just looked. He looked sharp. He looked like he was always wanting to beat a player. Quality again.
Yeah, it was excellent. Quality. And the ball from Mata for the first goal. If we go through the goals a little bit, that sort of chip ball curve into the back post, that kind of messy pass that you see, that like just a little dink over the defence. It seemed the ball seemed to be in the air for an hour, but just floating, and Rashford.
And that goal from Rashford is what I think we always praise them more than we do is wonder goals, because we want to see him getting inside the 6-yard box and just finishing,
busting a gut to get in behind the defenders,
tappings, doing the striker's instinct goals, because that's what. If there is a criticism of Marcus Rashford, that's what he just doesn't do enough of. But he's been adding them to his goals, which is why he's now at 18 goals or 19 goals.
I think someone put in, I saw a stat on Twitter, was something like only Raheem Sterling has scored more goals in all competitions this season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
which is
than Rashford, and he's only scored one more, I think.
Yeah,
20,
which is really good.
Yeah, I believe during the summer we had a Trashford and Rashbeck.
Well, not even during the summer,
there was a little lull.
Up to sort of October. People were saying that
because he hit that lull after the Chelsea game.
Well, he got moved inside, didn't he? Yeah. So when Martial got injured, he was playing as a number 9, doing things that he doesn't really want to do. Yeah. And everyone was going, he can't do it. He's not going to be a striker. He's not going to be a number 9. You don't need to be. You look at all the players that have done so well. You know, Mo Salah doing it off the right hand side for Liverpool. He was their top scorer without being the number 9.
But and I know obviously Rashford isn't Neymar, but Neymar is one of the best left wings in the world. Yeah. You wouldn't want him playing up front for you.
No,
he's just not a striker.
He's not a player.
People act like, oh, he can't play in every position. He's shit. No, people have positions for a reason. He's not as good as a striker as he is at left wing. We know that. He's one of the better left wingers in the world on the current form. Yeah. It doesn't matter that he ain't got a striker's instinct. He's not a number 10, a number 9. No. Fine. Who cares? No. You're not better because you can play in every position. No. The best players in the world have a position and they're really good at it.
I think it was a bit of because when he broke into the team, he did break into the team as a number 9 when he was 18. The games under Van Gaal, he was that out and out number 9. So everyone expects him to be doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, he's developed. He's found his skills. He sees what he's good at. What he's better at, and I think they found the position for him. That inside forward from the left hand side.
Yeah. And also, can we give Solskjaer some credit as well for playing a system that accentuates the qualities and the capabilities of the squad that we have, especially the attackers that we have. We play a system that uses speed and aggression, quick thinking, quick passing, quick shooting, and we've got Dan James, Martial and Rashford playing up front. I know we've struggled this season against teams that sit deep and that when we have a lot of possession, but like we didn't score many counter-attack goals until Solskjaer arrived. No, how boring it was under Mourinho. Yeah. Like, one of the reasons Solskjaer is excelling is because he's been Rashford is excelling is because he's been played in a system that accentuates the best parts of his game, and you have to give Solskjaer credit for that.
Yeah, he's done really well with that.
I'm looking forward to Wolves. Was it
Wednesday night?
It was a Wednesday night. Yeah. Obviously, big game. I'd say probably one of our few chances of actually picking up some silverware this season.
Yeah.
What do you go full strength? Do you go?
Yeah, I think so. You have to. Well, I say full strength. It's not going to be full strength. There's going to be no Pogba.
I think it became a bigger game after the City game because I think in the back of our mind, I think we watched the Wolves game and we were disappointed obviously with how they played, but at the back of our minds were like, do you know what? Doesn't matter about that. If we beat City, get through that, get to a final, that's going to be our chance of silverware. If we get, I think you mentioned it, do we rest players in this, kind of put the FA Cup to one side and go all out League Cup, Europa League and things like that? We can't do that now because for as much as we're going to be optimistic, and there's always a chance because there was a chance against PSG, there's a chance against City, but realistically, that's us near enough out of that competition.
Yeah,
this is our chance at silverware because the Europa League, very early stages, and it's going to be really difficult.
The Europa League's all fun and games until you get like fucking Ajax in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good teams drop down.
I don't think there's many teams better. There's not many teams.
No, there's not. There's no Atleticos or Dortmunds like you occasionally get in there, but it's still. I think Inter Milan are in there, or Roma are in there.
Roma are in there.
There are some good teams.
Miles ahead of us.
No. But again, those away European ties, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. Sometimes you just go over there and get an absolute battering like we saw against Sevilla.
Serie A.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's no way we can rest players for Wolves.
No.
We saw Rashford come off early. Hopefully that wasn't injury related. We saw Martial go off as well, did he?
Yeah.
So it looks as though he's resting players for something. I think Martial came off for Greenwood.
I think
Rashford
I'd
came off
like
for
to see
Dan James.
Gomez get a start against Wolves.
Yeah,
he looked all right when he came on.
The
Didn't
2 games he's come on, he came on against City, looked very good. He created some things today.
Yeah.
Maybe give him a run. You know, he's resting players a little bit, but there's people saying, and we've been questioning for a while, is he actually an upgrade on that number 10 role for any of the players coming in? And could, if he plays in a system with a lot of good players around him, because when he's been thrown in there, he has been thrown in there with the rest of the under-23. It's been a mismatched team.
Yeah.
If he gets put in there with a strong team around him, with the normal front 3 maybe, and Fred or someone behind him, could he do a job and maybe put a spot up to be that number 10 for a bit until the other lad comes in?
I thought Pereira did this, especially started well today as well. Some nice skills, and he looked like he was. I know skills don't really mean anything, but it shows like a level of confidence that someone's playing with. Him and Rashford looked like they were having a laugh before the game, talking about like who can do the most step overs. Because first 5 minutes they were both stepping over and tricking and going back one way and dummying. And I think it'd be unfair to go without saying that I thought Pereira played well, just because we are talking about Gomez at number 10. But I thought this was one of Pereira's better games today.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm just going to say, 420 is watching. Come on, like it. 4-0, come on.
Kids are like, come on, we're happy.
We're happy.
We moan when we lose, but we've got to be happy when we win, haven't we? That's the whole point.
All right, let's have a look at what they're saying in the chat.
Champagne, look, how can you not be happy?
These rascals, get some questions in. Alistair saying, if Rashford gets injured, we are fucked. We've been lucky this season. We're thin on attackers too. Yeah, we are.
How have we been lucky? Sorry, our best player in Pogba has been injured for 4 of the sort of 6 months of the season.
No
Martial was injured for 2 months. We've got no midfield. Like, what luck have we had?
And Phil Jones played on Wednesday because he was the only one left.
We've missed We've missed like 4 penalties. I know that's just bad penalties, but like. There's a bit of that's not good luck, is it? Missing penalties.
You can't say we've been lucky this year.
Well, of course we haven't been lucky. What game? When have we been lucky?
All footballers luck.
And to be honest,
well, yeah, there has been luck, but it's not been like a. If you look at like what luck you would expect and not expect, we've certainly not been on the lucky end of the spectrum. Our best player's been injured almost all season.
Yeah,
how is that lucky?
That's not lucky in the slightest.
Sorry to shout.
And I think Rashford's been very good, but I think on that left hand side we've got so many players that are comfortable over there. It would be a miss to not have Marcus Rashford, but I think Dan James would go straight in there and look and be sharp, and hopefully we get someone else in attack as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And fill in as well.
And whilst we've got a very thin squad, so we are more. We see the result of injuries a lot more than other teams. But if Barcelona had Messi and De Jong injured for most of the season, they wouldn't look as good either. Like when a team's best players get injured, they don't play as well.
Yeah.
And when you've only got 2 or 3 top players and one of them's been injured all season pretty much, you're not going to be that great, are you? But we just won 4-0. Let's not talk about luck. There was no luck today. They're excellent.
Callum Mackay saying, do you think that Andres Pereira will become a really good player with another 6 months of football, or has he reached his ceiling? He's an interesting one, isn't he, Pereira? I've always said a squad player at the moment, and I've seen glimpses. Yeah. Maybe because he's the only player who can actually cross a ball in the squad, really, consistently. I don't know. He's like, what is he now?
24, I think.
23, 24.
I think
you want to expect him maybe.
I think he'd look really good if he had different, there's different players around him. Yeah, we've not got someone in the box that's going to head the ball. So you're losing that. You said how good a crosser he is. He's not got that person to aim at every time. And also, he's been played a bit out of position. He's not a number 6, and he's been played alongside Fred a few times. Where they're the games he struggled in, where he's had to play deeper. That's not his thing. And maybe if you get the right players around him, the right mix of players, because he played a lot of the time in front of McTominay and Fred, who have been very good this season for where we were. Yeah. But it's not world class midfield he's playing with. If he had Pogba with him, if he had other players with him, I think there'd be a bit more out of him.
I think there's a bit more he can give, but I do think we are seeing pretty much what Pereira is.
Yeah,
and not that he's the worst player we've got by any means, but I think he's never going to be. So he's a decent crosser of the ball, which relies on him being out wide. But he's not quick enough to be a winger. No. He doesn't get enough goals to be a winger. So really, he has to play at 10, which doesn't allow him to cross very much. So he's sort of trapped. His qualities are kind of trapped in his own body almost.
Like what Nani was, whereas at his best,
Nani
was like.
But when Nani was at his best, he was one of the best players in the world at his best. Yeah. Whereas Pereira at his best is, actually, that was really good. And I like Pereira. And I'm not saying sell him or anything like that, but I think we are seeing this is what Pereira is.
Yeah, and I think,
a somewhat inconsistent,
like
talented player.
A squad player, I think he does a job.
Yeah.
Andrew Gaynor saying, stop saying players are championship level when you can't yourself even pass a ball. With that logic, that would mean that no football fan around the world can mold or say an opinion. Like, imagine how boring football, like following the sport would be if people who are good at it only could have an opinion. That's why it's great.
Well, Jose Mourinho wouldn't be a manager if that logic applied, because he was never a top class player.
And have we called someone championship level?
Pereira, I think. No, there's no need.
I'm gonna have to stop.
Also,
we've got a serious question in the comments.
Go on.
From
Serious
NKB, dude. I've put on weight recently. My girlfriend is coming to visit tomorrow. Any advice on how to lose weight? In what's it called?
Have you ever seen Full Monty? Get yourself in the Wendy house, wrap that belly in cling film, and
baby.
refuse to take your shirt off. It's the only way.
We are don't do that actually.
No, do that. Cover your tits and belly in cling film. Put on a wetsuit. Just cut a hole where the business matters, and tell her to have a go on that.
You get yourself extremely dehydrated if you'd like to. It's not very healthy.
You might pass out during dinner.
Cut out a bin bag. Put yourself on. Put a few layers Under Armour on. And go to the sauna.
Get in a sauna.
Yeah.
Sweat it out.
You could draw. You get one. You can draw a 6-pack.
Yes, like they did on the
last minute.
Yeah, last minute draw one on just using an eyeliner. Lovely stuff.
Don't get very dehydrated.
We'll answer a few more of these because
we're having fun.
With the cross we have seen today from Mata, do you guys think we need more players that can do the same?
Yes. Definitely.
Yes.
That's what we're crying out for. Bruno Fernandes, get him in, lads.
We want someone that can do that and run at the same time.
Laxatives. The 3 L's of weight loss. Great suggestion, Matthew Lee.
Yeah.
You want to eat, I suppose. What else can you push out when there's nothing there?
The only problem with laxatives is if you miss it coming around and then you're still not fully recovered, now you're in a dodgy position. Yeah.
The Saint says Stretford Paddock, again, just love to back each other's opinions, not interested in a variety of opinions. We disagree on things quite regularly. Yeah, we were talking earlier off in the watch along about how I'm not necessarily sure that just signing players that are slightly better than the ones we have is a good thing, and other people disagreed with me, and we disagree on loads of things. But some things we agree on, so,
You can't please them all, can you? You're either too negative or too positive.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason McAvoy, lads, how do you feel about how much Greenwood is being played? Argument to be made that as he is still very young and developing, he can only be played sporadically.
If you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, and I also think he's been played and his performances are being spread out pretty perfectly.
I think can't throw an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old who was at the start of the season in the deep end.
No, because what happens is they have 2 or 3 bad games, everyone turns on them, and they lose confidence, and then you might never see him again.
There's been criticism that he hasn't been played enough as well. There's been a lot of people saying, why isn't he playing? Why isn't he coming on? Why isn't he?
It's like the BBC thing, isn't it? Left-wing people think the BBC is too right-wing. Right-wing people think the BBC is too left-wing. Maybe there's sort of a decent balance there. Yeah. People who want to see more Greenwood think he's not been played enough. People who think that he should be protected think he's been played too much. So they're probably doing all right, Solskjaer and the team.
Anything else to add, gents?
Let's get pissed, lads. 4-0.
Wrapping it up. Anyway, right, we're going to wrap it up there. Make sure to like the video, share, like us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. I know I'm waving my hands around a lot, but, it's Saturday. That's all from us. We'll be live for a watch-along of the Wolves game, I believe.
Me and Joe have a video coming out tomorrow.
Yes, we've got a video talking our Dream 11 for next season. Some wicked, fun, cool transfers in that one. You're going to love it.
So stay tuned for that. We'll wrap it up there, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
See you later. I think we might have another couple seconds because the producer
is having a nightmare.
See ya.